Alright everybody, what's up? Weston here, and I am riding my 2020 Honda CBR650R ABS model today. My personal bike. It has 1,681 miles on it as of right now, and I just want to give you a little review on it. So I purchased this bike a couple months ago, back in November. Yeah, back in November of 2020. I live in Pittsburgh, so I've been riding it through good old Pittsburgh winter weather, which is always a fun time. Some days it's below 0, other days it's 60. You never know what you're gonna get. But yeah, I've been riding this bike a decent bit, and I just want to talk about it. So, why I purchased this bike? I purchased this bike because I wanted a fully fared super sport looking bike with close to super sport performance, which whenever I say super sport, I mean like a 600 class sport bike. So this, ironically, being a 650, you think it would have more power. It actually has less by a little bit on the top end. However, it makes up for that on the bottom end with extra torque. Some Harley boys. Oh, I got a head nod. So, as you can see, it still moves pretty good. Going through the twisties, you can tell it's not a super sport. It's a little heavier at 450 pounds, but it gets the job done. Please don't pull out in front of me, Nissan. The nice thing about this, as compared to a super sport though, is the ergos. So your feet are a little bit lower, your hands are a little bit higher, you sit a little more upright than, say, a homologated race bike, but it's nice because you can still really tuck down and get low and carve up corners, but at the same time, I can ride this thing for the whole entire day and not get super fatigued with it. So for that, I love it. That's why I own it. A couple of things particularly about this bike that are my first is having ABS and traction control. So this bike has traction control. It doesn't have a crazy anti-wheelie, like multi-axis, blah blah blah. It just goes off the wheel speed sensors, but it's good enough. I like it. I am an advocate for ABS on the street now that I've owned it. I feel like if you're on the racetrack or whatever, so be it. You don't want it. It can interfere with you. Whenever you're just riding around on the street, putting hundreds of miles on your bike, just chilling, sometimes you're just not all there mentally. You're not fully paying attention. There's gravel in the road, whatever. So having ABS is nice because I don't like falling. I don't know about you. Another cool feature about this bike is it has a slipper clutch, which is some weird mechanism that you can make the clutch feel lighter. However, it actually locks together whenever it's applying load. So that's really nice. Give you a nice light clutch feel. And the other benefit is you can't do this. Well, not that I did it anyway. I wasn't moving fast enough. But it's a lot harder to lock up the back wheel. So you can bang those downshifts and don't really have to worry about the rear wheel locking up again on you as much. It's just a super user-friendly bike, I feel. Everything I've said so far, the more I'm realizing it's a user-friendly bike. It's not trying to kill you. It's just trying to have a fun time, go quick down a back road or on a track. If you want to, you can track it and just have a good time and not kill you. Super user-friendly, I think, is a good way to describe this bike. Would I recommend it for a first bike? Probably not. I'm a big advocate for the last bike we had was a 2015 CBR650R, and it's nice. It's really nice to start on a really kind of underpowered bike, to put it that way, because you can really wring its neck on the street and you're not going triple digit speeds, and you can push that, I feel like, and get better with riding. So I would say I wouldn't have it for your first bike. I mean, if you've ridden dirt bikes and this and that and you feel pretty confident, I'd say go for it. But personally, I'll push everyone towards a 300, 400, 500 as a first bike, just so you can really get down the fundamentals of riding a little bit better, and then work your way up to the power and the speed and all the fun stuff. Not that those aren't fun. I mean, honestly, at times I think it's more fun just to have a low powered bike. I like to take the 500 out every once in a while and just wring its neck and not go to jail, where honestly I probably go a little too fast on this thing at times, but hey, what are you gonna do? I'm no perfect model motorcyclist, but at the same time I am not kicking off mirrors left and right, lane splitting at 150 mile an hour. Hopefully this weather breaks soon. I would really like to start daily riding it. I mean, it's a perfect bike. Right now I'm getting 39.5 miles per gallon, which is a little worse than I'd expect, but overall I average like 45 on it, which isn't bad. I'm a heavier rider, bigger guy, don't tuck a lot, so 45 for an average bigger rider, not bad at all. Definitely beats the gas mileage of my car, which is like 25 miles per gallon. You can go out ride it all day on $10 worth of gas. What else could you ask for? So at $9,700, which is the MSRP for my model with the ABS and everything, I think ABS is actually standard for the 2020. Not the cheapest bike in the world by any means, but hey, it's a Honda, and I honestly don't ever see myself killing this engine. It'll run till the end of time. It'll run every time I want it to. So you pay a little premium for that. Not that the other Japanese bikes aren't as good, but just the fit and finishment and refinement on this bike is really good. Has the Showa inverted shocks on it. It has the Nissan 330 mil dual front rotor. I forget what the back is, but what does a back brake on a sport bike matter? Honestly. Everyone's pointing me today. I don't know why that's the thing today. Normally everyone does the keep two wheels down or whatever, but today everyone's just like, you. Interesting. So this, compared to the predecessor, the CBR650R, they definitely did their fair amount of upgrades. They retweaked the engine a little bit, makes a little more horsepower, revs like 1,000 RPM higher, which I think this red line's at 13,000. I don't know, that's where I take it. It says 13,000, I take it there and I shift. It works for me, so that's what we go with. But yeah, revs, I do know revs 1,000 RPM higher than the older model. The older model didn't have the Showa shocks. The older model had a strange seat, so I don't know what it was. My friend Nick has one, and he agreed, I agreed, and I noticed that the faired and naked bikes both have different seats. I feel like they cut into your leg, like your thigh a little bit, which I'm not the biggest fan of. This one, I can't complain. They revised it. It's super comfortable. Just going through this twisty turn. The Civic is moving. But yeah, overall they did a really good job updating this bike from the old model. They just took it next level. Better shocks, more powerful engine, all that fun stuff. Like I said, this slipper clutch is just so nice. It's so light. bad habits. I like to use my whole fist to grab the levers, at least with on this bike. But you could just, one finger, no problem, shift it. The brake feels really nice too. It's just right there. As soon as you touch it, you can feel exactly what it's doing. Another thing is traction control. It's nice. You could just boop, turn it off, boop, turn it back on. That easy. My only gripe with the traction control button, why did they put it right there? I feel like sometimes I grab the clutch lever and I just accidentally pull it. I notice sometimes I'll look down and the traction control's off whenever I didn't turn it off intentionally. But yeah, this is me riding my 2020 CBR650R. I'm in love with it. Is it exactly what I imagined it would be? And it fits me perfectly. I feel like it is a very sensible, practical, very fun bike that just makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. So if anyone's asking, I would highly, highly, highly recommend this bike to you. Bonk, smack the camera. Not used to it being that close. Not used to having a big old camera strapped to my chin, so hey, there it is. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. Just a quick little detailed description of my 2020 CBR650R. If you have any questions or comments below, just leave them. I'll get back to them as soon as I can. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching, and thanks for bearing with me. Don't know how this video is going to turn out, my first motovlog. Let me know what you think. Till next time, peace out.